Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you have ever struggled with getting those delicate watercolor flowers just right, today's video is for you. We are painting a beautiful pink magnolia step by step, using easy techniques that will bring your watercolor skills to life. By the end of this video, you will have a stunning magnolia to add to your collection and some new skills to try out. Let's dive in. To make things easier, I have already prepared the drawing lines for our magnolia. You can download this drawing from the link in the description below, so you can follow along with me step by step. Once you have your drawing ready, grab your brushes and watercolor paint. We are going to start by wetting the shape of the magnolia flower. Carefully apply water over the petals. Be mindful not to go outside lines. We want to create a nice, even surface for the paint to spread smoothly. Now that our paper is prepared, let's move on to the fun part, adding color using wet-on-wet technique. Load your brush with a soft pink watercolor. I like to start with the lighter shade for the base. Gently tap your brush onto the wet areas and watch the paint bloom across the paper. Isn't that beautiful? Allow the colors to spread naturally. Next, we will add some depth to our petals. Mix metallic red light with ultramarine. I'm using the full width of the brush, dragging it from the base of the petal to the tip. Pay close attention to how I'm holding the brush and the direction of my strokes. I'm also lightly drawing the lines of the magnolia petals using the tip of the brush. I'm also using a dry, clean brush to lift some of the paint and create highlights on the petal. Keep building up the layers gradually, letting each layer completely dry before adding more. This helps create a nice, soft transition of colors. Next, let's paint the Magnolia Butt. We will use a similar process to what we used for painting the Magnolia flower. While we let our flower dry a bit, let's move on to painting the branch. For this, we will use the wet on dry technique. This means we are applying the wet paint directly onto dry paper. Load the brush with a brown or earthy tone. Then with a steady hand paint a branch coming from the flower. You can use the tip of a brush for the fine lines and the side of a brush for broader strokes. Feel free to vary the color as you go, adding a bit of darker brown or even a touch of green to give the branch some dimension. The wet on dry technique allows us to create crisp, defined edges, perfect for the details on the branch. I'm checking to see if the paper is dry. Once it is, we can move on to paint the second layer for the flowers. For this layer, we will add more depth and detail to the petals. Use a slightly darker shade of pink or a touch of purple to enhance the shadows and create dimension. Apply the color carefully to the areas where you want to add more depth, and let it blend it softly with the base layer. This will help give the flowers a richer, more vibrant look. Now let's move on to the second layer for the magnolia branches. First, make sure the branches are completely dry from the first layer. Then we will add more detail to give them a fuller, more textured look. Use slightly darker brown or mix in some green to add depth and variation. Apply this new color in subtle strokes to enhance the shadows and bring out the texture of the branches. Focus on areas where the light would naturally fall, creating highlights and adding dimension. This will make the branches look more realistic and vibrant. Now let's go back and add a few final touches to our magnolia. Once the flower is mostly dry, you can add a few more details, like some deeper pinks or purples in the shadow areas. For the finishing touch, add a simple second layer for the flower to give it that final bit of detail. And there you have it, a beautiful pink magnolia painted with watercolor. I hope you enjoyed following along with this tutorial. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more watercolor tips and tutorials. Also, leave a comment below with your favorite part of this painting or any questions you have. And remember, you can download the magnolia drawing from the link in the description to practice on your own. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.